Your first real job. Wow, I was thinking back the other day, I was having a conversation with a friend and we were talking about what we wish we knew when we first started in the world of work. So I thought it might be helpful to do a quick video where I talk about some things that I think you can do, some skills I think you can learn before starting in the corporate world. Maybe this is your first 9 to 5 job and you're wondering, I have no idea what to expect. Is there anything I can do? Yes, there are a few things you can do. Stay tuned and we're going to talk about them. So up until I joined the civil service in 2018, I hadn't really ever worked in the corporate world in a large organization. I'd only ever worked for a software company startup where there was less than 10 people. I'd worked in various retail jobs throughout university, and I'd also worked in factories and engineering doing manual labor throughout my childhood. So going into a large organization, I had no idea what to expect, and looking back, there are definitely some things that I wish I knew. So I think the first thing you can do is learn some basic Outlook skills. When I started, I was very familiar with using my personal Gmail. However, I'd never used Outlook as a system. I had no idea how to schedule meetings, CC people in, BCC people in, attach things, add in more than one person to a meeting. Just all these kind of basic things that we do daily in our roles. I had no idea how to do them. What I would recommend is watch a couple of tutorials, just get familiar with Outlook. It doesn't take very long at all. Just having that step ahead will mean that on your first day, at least you'll be able to open your emails and set up meetings with people. Okay, so while we're talking about software and tools, I would really recommend that you watch a couple of Excel tutorials. Maybe I could do a video about this actually. Let me know down in the comments if that would be helpful. But Excel is used in pretty much every organization in the world. You don't have to be an analyst like me. You don't have to get that good at it, but I would recommend that you learn some basic functions, learn how to do pivot tables, learn how to do some VLOOKUPs, some count ifs. If I'm saying this stuff to you now and you have no idea, Google Excel tutorial and there are countless tutorials. Just practice using some sample data sets, because even if you're not using Excel daily, there will definitely be times where you get sent an Excel document or a template and you need to do something with it. And I've lost track of the amount of times that people over the years have asked me, oh Jack, do you mind just doing a quick VLOOKUP for me? So if you know these things like VLOOKUPs, count ifs, which are all very simple by the way, it gives you a huge advantage because it doesn't take a lot of Excel knowledge to appear like a master to your peers around you. Learn some Excel knowledge, learn some Outlook knowledge, and you'll have a very, very good start. Another practical thing that I think you can do is practice introducing yourself to people. If you need to, maybe film yourself like this. You're gonna have a lot of meetings where you have to introduce yourself through icebreakers. So get comfortable talking about yourself a bit. And I know you may be thinking, oh, well, I've only got university experience. I've never actually worked anywhere, but that doesn't matter because what you bring is a fresh perspective. So get used to talking about some projects that you did throughout your degree that you may think people are interested in or that you really enjoyed. Just get comfortable talking about yourself for a few minutes because it's a bit off-putting if you talk to someone and they're like, yeah, I'm so-and-so, and yeah, you don't really do this in university because you kind of know people and you just say like, oh, hi, where are you from? Whereas in the world of work, it's a little bit different. You kind of have to talk about what you've done in the past and kind of how your experience is really going to help you and what you can bring to the role. Another thing that I would really recommend you do in your first couple of weeks, in your first couple of months, is to say yes and then work it out later. This is kind of my motto in life. I throw myself into the deep end by saying yes to the opportunity, even though I don't have a clue what it's about, and then I just work out how to do it later. In your first couple of weeks, you're going to be offered a variety of things. Say yes to them, and if you don't know how to do them, just work it out later. Google is an amazing thing. Just Google things. By saying yes to the opportunity, you allow yourself to be exposed to so many new opportunities, so many new people that you can connect with, and it also shows that you're willing to just put yourself into the deep end and that you're a person who can work things out and problem solve. Say yes and work it out later on. I think another really important thing is that if you're given a piece of work and you don't know how to do it, just try things and just do something. Don't go back to someone empty-handed. If you don't know how to do it, at least try something and show them what you've done. There is nothing worse than someone who hasn't tried. I think the main thing that I can stress to you is that you need to show that you are a curious person who can problem solve. One of the things that I did when I started working in a large organization in the corporate world in a 9 to 5 job is I call absorb and then contribute. In the first couple of months, in the first couple of meetings I had, I was probably very quiet and writing notes because my plan was to absorb information, absorb, and then contribute. I wouldn't recommend you come in and just try and contribute straight away. Unless you're an expert expert in what you're doing, then by all means contribute, and that's great. But if you don't know what's going on, don't pretend like you know what's going on. It's far better to absorb information, keep asking people questions, and then after a couple of weeks, after a couple of months, start giving your perspective, start contributing, start saying, oh, I think we could do this. Act like a sponge in your first couple of weeks. Just take things in, and then contribute your ideas. By all means, though, I'm not telling you not to contribute your ideas, because the one thing that you do have as a complete new person to the world of work is your perspective. You have a perspective that other people won't have because they've been in here a few years, maybe 10, 15 years. A fresh perspective is amazing. So if you feel like you can really contribute, go for it. This does change the more senior you get. So the further you progress, the more you're expected to just come in and kind of be an expert, give your knowledge and your expertise on things. However, when you're fresh out of uni or maybe very new to the world of work as an apprentice, you should just be learning and absorbing and then contributing once you've kind of established things in your mind. The final thing that I would recommend you do, that I did, that really helped me, is just to talk to everyone. Talk to everyone you meet. I know we're on Teams and stuff at the moment, but if you get the opportunity, join conversations and just have a chat with people. I've lost track now of how many times I've just joined an event or joined a workshop or been to a show and tell, emailed someone, made a connection, and then all of a sudden you have a new work friend, a new colleague, a new connection where you have no idea what could come of it in the future. I sometimes get messages nowadays from people that I've met in the past on LinkedIn. If you're not connected with me, connect with me on LinkedIn, by the way. And it presents opportunities just from having a chat with people and just talking to everyone that you meet. This is where being able to introduce yourself comes in, because you can just say, hi, I'm new, I'm in this role, what do you do, and nice to meet you. Talk to everyone you meet, because you never know what can come from what might seem like a random conversation. So those are just some of the things that I recommend if you are new to this world of work. I hope they're really helpful, and if you did like this video, I think you'll probably like this one, where I talk about what it's like to join a 9-to-5 job remotely. So I'll see you in this video over there, but thanks very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.